Okay, let's unpack this. We're constantly, well, kind of looking for shortcuts, right? Ways to get well-informed faster.
Yeah, definitely.
And AI tools, they seem to promise exactly that, even for really rigorous stuff like academic research. So today, we're doing a deep dive into this recent 2025 study. It tackles this head-on. Can AI actually add value to something complex, like a systematic review?
Or is it, more hype than help?
Exactly. Is it just sizzle or actual substance?
And what's really fascinating here is how the research team approached it. They set up a direct comparison
Okay.
between this AI tool called Elicit. It's specifically designed to summarize research questions, find papers, and a traditional human-led systematic review.
Right.
They wanted to see if Elicit could, improve the process for a really specific topic. Smart living environments for supporting aging in place. Very niche.
Super practical topic.
Yeah.
So how did they actually test Elicit? What was the mission there?
Well, they basically assessed it on three really crucial criteria for any good research. Okay, first, repeatability. Like if you run the same search multiple times, do you get the same results?
Makes sense.
Second, reliability. How well did Elicit's findings stack up against an existing published human review?
Okay, the benchmark.
Exactly. And third, accuracy. How many relevant articles did it actually find? And maybe more importantly, how many did it miss?
Got it.
And they used the exact same research question from that human umbrella review to make it a fair comparison, apples to apples.
Okay, and this is where it gets really interesting, right? The repeatability test. That threw up some weird results, didn't it?
Oh, yeah. It was pretty wild. When they tested repeatability just running the same search again, the results varied quite a bit.
How much?
Well, one try gave them 246 results, another time 169, and a third time 172.
Whoa, that's
Right.
a big range for the exact same question.
It really is. Kind of throws off your whole research plan if you can't rely on getting consistent baseline results.
Absolutely. It raises a big flag about consistency, doesn't it?
For sure. And then you look at accuracy and reliability, and the picture gets even clearer.
Okay, tell us about that.
So after they did all the screening of what Elicit found, it ultimately identified only 6 articles that fit their criteria, just 6.
It's 6 total. And how did that compare to the human review?
Right, so when they compared those 6 to the original human-conducted review, only 3 articles were the same. They matched on just 3. Now, on the plus side, Elicit did find 3 new articles that the human review hadn't included.
Oh, okay, so that suggests maybe it can add something. A complementary role, perhaps?
Potentially, yeah. It shows it might enhance comprehensiveness a bit. But, and this is a big but,
Go on.
the human review found 17 articles that Elicit completely missed. 17.
17 articles missed entirely.
Entirely. So Elicit only found about 17.6% of the studies that were ultimately included by the traditional human method.
Wow, only 17.6%.
Yeah.
That's a huge miss rate.
It's massive. Imagine you're relying on that AI to fast-track your research, and it misses over 80% of what a human expert would find.
That's a critical warning, like you said, not just a small gap.
Exactly.
So what does this all mean for us, for anyone trying to use these tools or just trying to stay informed?
Well, I think the study makes it pretty clear. While Elicit showed some value as maybe a complementary tool, finding those 3 extra papers is something it's just nowhere near ready to replace human expertise.
Right.
The limitations are pretty significant. It doesn't use a traditional keyword search, for one.
Okay.
It relies only on Semantic Scholar, which is a great database, don't get me wrong, but for a comprehensive review, you usually need multiple databases.
Sure, not just one source.
And they even found instances where Elicit incorrectly cited a research protocol in its summary instead of the false review paper. Little errors like that.
Which highlights that need for human oversight again.
Yeah.
You need someone to catch those kinds of mistakes.
Absolutely crucial. You need that human check for methodological rigor, for accuracy, for just plain common sense sometimes.
Yeah, and it's not just about double-checking, is it? It's about the whole process. The study concludes AI can help with specific tasks, maybe formulating questions or that initial broad search.
Sure, as an assistant.
But they really stress that these tools, well, they currently lack the full evidence on their validity, reliability, and accuracy. We don't have the proof yet.
And transparency is key too.
How so?
Researchers need to be upfront about when and how they use these AI tools, disclose it in their methods, maybe follow guidelines like Prisma AI that are starting to emerge.
Right, so everyone knows what went into the research. Makes sense.
Yeah, and if we kind of zoom out, connect this to the bigger picture, this deep dive really underscores something important. AI can be an incredibly powerful assistant, right? Helping us navigate these huge amounts of information.
Definitely feels that way sometimes.
But it doesn't, it doesn't get rid of the need for critical thinking, for human judgment, for taking that comprehensive, multifaceted approach.
That's kind of that superpowered spotlight, as you said.
Exactly. But someone still needs to aim it, figure out what the light is showing, and crucially, look in the shadows where the AI might not be pointing.
So as AI gets more and more integrated into how we find and sort of process information, what we've looked at today really seems to suggest something pretty profound about, well, about us, about the enduring importance of our own discerning minds and really chasing down knowledge. What's the key takeaway for you on where human intelligence still has the clear edge?